I think so. We're proper live now, by the way.
Great. Well, see if that worked.
No,
Oh God, I can
trying.
hear myself. There we go. I've muted that.
That's not a good sign.
At the moment, it's my my going live soon video. So
Probably be on the right thing.
I need to re-raise my hand, do I?
No, it's fine.
Oh.
I got you. I just need to be on the right thing.
Oh. Nope, it's trying to pick a particular thing, even though before it let me click the video. Now it's trying to say Snapcam, so I'll just have to do it again.
No, so I don't think it is gonna work then.
No, you need it. So oh wait, it's not declining it properly.
No, I mean like.
Because I had refreshed when I was talking to you. I tried to join audio only, so we'll try this time.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Looking to take a
Well,
shoot.
now it's not letting me pick which one.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just waiting for you to accept so that I know if it's working or not.
Because y'old.
Oh, now it's letting me select, but now it can't find. I'll turn virtual camera off and on.
Because virtual camera doesn't like Firefox or doesn't like internet browsers in this scenario. Specifically, having an Intel chip.
Well, it literally let me add it before.
Well, it ain't working. It ain't doing it.
Is that the right one? Have I selected the wrong virtual camera?
Just see VCam.
Yeah, I've selected the wrong
You
virtual
have
camera.
a VCam.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the change which one?
You
Do I have
can't.
to refresh
You can't
the page
change. Again? As I say, it's not how it works.
It literally was there before.
And it's not now because, as I said, it has a problem with the Intel chip that you've got. Until you go here again. Yes, it does. Yes, it will. It will not work in a browser-based setting.
So weird.
Oh my god. We have tested this between the 4 of the people that we stream with. We know that it is, you need an AMD CPU for some reason. That is what you need. So
won't let me delete cookies to try and do this properly again.
No. We're not even going to try it anymore. That's it. That's all the technical issues that I have allotted for this time, okay?
Alright. Well, once I figure out how to get back to you instead of whatever the hell I was on,
yes, you can
push the button again and we'll see what happens. Oh, look, I can hear myself again.
Anyway, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons.
I think it's waiting on you to accept again.
Yes. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Last time.
Letting me pick.
No, it's not. I told you.
No, but where's the cookie delete thing?
You can't.
I thought I did last time. We've done this before, and you showed me where it was, but it's not coming up this time. No, this article is not helpful. Oh, it says your stream is broken for me anyway, no wonder.
What? You're out.
I mean,
you're done.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Oh, everybody's a robot.
That's
I might have to restart my computer. I think that's what's wrong.
That's not what's wrong, but you go ahead and do
OBS crashed after I stopped streaming. No wonder it's being all weird.
Anyway, last time on Dungeons and Dragons, the team had some horrific nightmares during their sleep.
Welcome at CSNZMBLLR89.
And during that poor sleep, they had that nightmare. They had their own little experiences. Some, pretty much everybody failed their save on it, except for Thricus. So none of them really got a good sleep, except for Thricus, who was like the one who didn't really need it.
Excuse me, we could all use a good night's sleep.
I mean, everyone else had taken damage in the fight previously.
I was offended, okay?
So, anyway.
Not for me.
So after that experience, everyone was sort of like, we don't want to deal with anything particularly important right now. So let's just go see Zupemo in Copper Knight. They did that. They came on the trade to Copper Knight, found that the city is absolutely infested with mimics, just all over the place. Went to meet up with, tracked down Zupemo in a rundown tavern on the outskirts of the city. He explained that there's just an absolute boatload of fucking mimics all over the place. He's unsure exactly why, but theories around the fact that it's like, you know, a magical city and got magic shit going on, pretty likely. You know, like lit up like a Christmas tree sort of jazz going on. Also told them that there was a crystal dragon temple in the city that they went and took a look at, which was indeed a temple to the diamond dragon Jinsen. At least that's what it looked like. By all means, they didn't really have much of a chance to do anything in there. They just had to look around because it was getting late, and apparently the mimics move around a lot at night. Yeah, they came back. The team discussed with Zupemo some stuff that they figured out and gathered information wise stuff. Not to be, they weren't particularly forthcoming with a lot of it, but enough. Particularly, they did eventually let on that they had found another city in the mountains that was filled with magical people, and this did seem to pique Zupemo's interest, as he said that there was some calculations that this may have affected. So yeah, that is where we're at right now. Came back to Zupemo's tavern. He went and barricaded all of the old doors and stuff, set up his magical locks and keeps and stuff to keep the place safe. Then was like, you guys got any food? Jokingly, as he went and magically apparated some kitchen stuff, and has since got some stuff cooking. So you guys will be well fed tonight. Well, fed at least.
There will be food.
There will be food. Yes. Other than that, Varys, you got your newly enchanted pistol.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your inventory now. You can read that stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. What is the plan?
Well, I mean, is there anything that we can do here to help you out while we're here?
Well, you guys tend to, you guys keep a lot of secrets, don't
I can neither confirm nor deny.
you? Yes. Well, I've sort of struck out on my investigations on this part of the city. Really what I'm looking for is a way to get... What's the word I'm looking for? To get underground. To get underneath it. The city, that is. As I do imagine that more of the mechanisms will become apparent to me once I'm there.
Okay.
But I have yet to find...
Person?
Well, no, I mean, I've yet to find a way to get to the mechanisms that lie underneath the city. I do imagine that there are such things, are such entry points, but I have yet to find them. And well, I was hoping that you guys had, you know, I had hoped that you guys had found such thing and were just keeping it from me. That's...
Oh, in the city proper?
Yes.
Oh, we didn't really go in here much.
Well, I
What
saw a
makes you think
dragon
this thing
carcass that you guys had kind of destroyed in here, so
What makes you think there is such a thing?
well, a lot of the mechanisms that I have investigated do seem like they're not the whole thing, right? And there's nowhere else upwards for them to go, so they'd probably go down.
I mean, it does make sense.
Yes.
No. It does make sense.
And based on my investigations, I believe that all of the cities...
I managed to log in. You keep flashing gray, which prob my browser, but can basically only hear you. Everyone else is quiet AF.
Great. I also believe that there is some sort of mechanism that has connected all of the cities together in some way, as to, you know, circulate the power needs of them all to this one. Which there isn't one above ground that I can see. I mean, it could just send it through the air, I guess, but I think I would notice something like that. So I imagine it's probably deep underground, some sort of pipe way, some sort of large tube, maybe a series of crystals, something like that connects all the cities together. You know, perhaps it wasn't even completed, I don't know. But there's definitely got to be some way of accessing the underground portions of the city, and probably the other ones, to be able to, you know, work on these things. You know, maintenance, that sort of stuff, even if it's like a hole that the clockworks just fall into, that'd be better than nothing.
Fair. The likelihood, I think, is probably that it is some sort of switch somewhere would lead us to a place under it. It's kind of a running theme.
A running theme, you say?
To a degree, yes.
You've run into these sort of mechanisms? Would you know
We've
them if you saw them?
encountered mechanisms, yes. I mean, if they are entirely different, maybe I wouldn't notice them, but if they are the same, then I probably would.
Need to up Varus further.
Well, I guess tomorrow we can go back to
Punk
the
Pirate
temple
Shadow
and
says, and like, triple for the Rikus.
go back to the temple and see if you can spot one of these mechanisms, or any of the other places that I've run into.
Probably other places. I got a decent look over the temple. We can check it out again for sure, but
I know
I
that
don't think I saw anything.
I know that Ailey was very keen on getting a look underneath
That
the
is true.
temple, so
That's fair.
but yes, yes, my main place I'd like to investigate is that building that the dragon was charging itself on. I believe that if there is a mechanism that charges it, it would be almost directly underneath that.
Punk Pirate Shadow says, can finally hear Varus. Punk Pirate Shadow says, here.
Well, eat up. I guess we'll sort something else out in the
Robot lady is like, almost non-existent.
sort that out in the morning.
Sounds good.
Right. Pyro, do you want to get in the Discord chat, maybe? Instead of being here in the... What are you doing?
The response is a thumbs up. 10 likes.
Right. Fantastic.
Punk Pirate Shadow says, when Discord wants to work, sure.
Skelly,
Yes.
one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I appear to have a +8 to hit with my enchanted pistol. I believe it should be a +11 overall.
+8.
Ooh.
Oh, right, because it probably doesn't think you're.
I think it's a
proficient in it.
ranged weapon thing or something, or a firearms thing.
Yeah. It's because it's normally listed as a siege weapon, which it is not.
Oh. Good to know. One-man siege warfare.
I don't know why that was the set. How does that work? I look good.
Yes, because it's +11 and then the +1 to hit from the gun itself. Ooh,
Perfect.
high numbers.
All right, I just want you to know that in Draconic, Ailey said tits.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it makes sense.
Anyway, anything you guys would like to do before bed? And yeah, there's a set of stairs. This obviously was a tavern at some point in its history. Where you are right now is like where they would have had the bar and lots of tables and stuff, but most of that's been moved out of the way. Anything that has been left behind is being used as a barricade, but there are stairs that go up to a level above, which has some bedrooms, definitely sufficient for you guys. Not the greatest beds you've ever slept on, but it's certainly nicer than the ground.
Beds is beds.
Beds is beds. So, anything you'd like to do before you go to sleep? Anyone?
Varus would probably connect up with Thoricus at some point to ask. Did you? I'm guessing everybody did. You had a dream last night?
Maybe.
Okay.
Why, did you have a dream?
Yes, I did. An extremely vivid and unpleasant dream. Nightmare.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Was
Are you?
the Black Sun God taunting you too?
Yes, definitely.
What a
Uh,
dickhead.
Yes. I mean, you're not wrong, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh dear.
I suggest you disregard him.
I have been able to. I contacted my mother, and I was able to allay some of the fears that had been put into me from that dream.
Hmm. Let's kill that guy.
Please, absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna kill him.
Mm. But first, we shoot some drawers and side tables and armoires and things.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So when you guys go to sleep tonight, can I get some wisdom saving throws, please?
Sure thing.
Can I guide myself?
Yeah, sure.
With this
I
having
think-
happened the night
Yeah,
before.
I think you'd be like, you know what, just in case.
Because I'm nodding off and I'm like, wait a minute. Alright. See what that is. And then see what this is. Just a straight wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Ability. Oh, sorry. Saving throw.
Oh, and I better prepare my spells for tomorrow.
No. Okay, so we got
I got a 14 overall.
20 from Thrakus, a 5 from Jin, a 14 from Varys, and a 19 from Ailey. So, for all of those of you who saved, you sleep
Wait,
well.
Who saved?
Everybody except for Jin.
Oh,
Everybody
sorry,
who saved.
Jin, but
yeah.
okay.
Sorry, Jin. You guys get a good night's sleep. There's you get the feeling that something did try to continue to inflict the similar sort of feeling on you again, but you know, in the same sort of way that your body tries to naturally fights off invaders, your psyche does a similar thing, and you don't even remember what dream it was trying to bring on you, but you know the feeling that you've had one of those nights. But you do wake up refreshed from a night's sleep. But when you guys leave your bedrooms and spots, Jin coming out of their room after their supposed sleep, you see that they did not seem to get a good night's sleep. And even as good a hider as they usually are, they cannot hide this exhaustion that is on their face.
Hey, Jun, buddy, you okay?
Yeah. I'll be fine.
You sure? Don't look good. I'm not trying to be mean, but like you look like you haven't slept.
I got enough.
If you're sure. I mean, I'm sure you'd be able to stay here or otherwise.
For Lori, I would want to put them here, but I don't think that June would ever want to do that. So no, he shrugs off your attempts to aid in that way. Yeah.
Fair enough. If you fall asleep standing up, I'm gonna push you over. Darius walks away.
Fair enough. All right. Please do all your long resty things that you would normally do. I don't think there's any spells. No, they did. So they at least get a short rest. Ailey? Did long resting?
Attempting to. Did that work?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Hey.
I finally have you now open again. There we go.
Perfect.
Alright. I think I already did this, but just in case, yeah, you've already invited. Alright. So it's not broken anymore. There we go.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Not interested. Keeps getting me to try and subscribe to you.
You should do
Can't
it.
even subscribe to myself. No, you haven't even accepted the raise hand for my web camera.
I'm not doing it. I'm done.
No, not virtual camera, web camera.
I'm done.
Different things.
I am.
So,
I actually can't even
finished
see your
setting
hand
this-
raised. So
What?
anyway,
I think you declined it, and that's why.
maybe
It should be working now.
still don't see it. Anyway,
Because I fixed the background so they can't see my ugly ass wall anymore. Seeing that virtual camera doesn't work.
of course. Anyway, you're all awake. You can see that the age of construction of this thing was quite a while ago. So you know, a lot of the external walls are Swiss cheese. You can see beams of sunlight coming through in some places. Yeah, definitely has not has taken the brunt of some weather events and has not seen repair. May you all come down to the nice
Shadow says, yeah, it says already broadcasting and you need to accept, which is weird.
nice fresh stuff. Nice fresh wind blowing through, and the morning sun beaming through as well. You make it downstairs to the wafting smell of some freshly being cooked porridge and eggs, bacon, as there is sort of a menagerie of animated utensils and furniture sort of operating in an orchestra behind the behind the counter. Basically, think like
Won't let me cankle it.
think like
No.
um,
No. The horror.
like Beauty and the Beast.
No.
They're not, they're not like talking, breathing things. They're just items that have been animated to work around each other and make breakfast.
You've inflicted a life's purpose on these corpses of other things.
I think it just, yeah.
You're stealing Jamie's gig.
I mean, these weren't alive before. So,
Would, Kyle.
yeah, I guess they were. I guess they were.
Would.
Anyway,
Wood was alive.
they were just sitting around being useless otherwise. And now they are doing stuff. So, you are all served a moderate breakfast.
Wonderful.
And Supimo waves his hand, moves the barricade over to one side. All of the other utensils and furniture get back into place before they disanimate. Clean themselves off, all that stuff. So they're ready for another go round.
Oh,
Undoes his magical traps and unlocks the locks on the door. Shall we then?
Sure. Anything we
Where-
should know heading in?
Well, you already know about the mimics. Just keep an eye out, really.
Okay. Just if everybody could stay nearish me, then nothing should really get the drop on us.
oh God, they drop from above?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. But if they're like kites as mimics, like
Oh.
little children's toy, the kite it flies and it just drops down onto you.
Oh shit. Or
Yeah.
laundry from the washing lines?
The washing line itself, it just snaps off and then reaches out. Ugh.
Oh, you sure you want to? I don't have to go outside.
I haven't seen any of those things yet, so normally they tend to take, at least the ones that I have seen, have taken forms that, warrant investigation, such as cabinets, chests, things that you would, take a quick respite on, chairs, sofas, that sort of thing. It's not often that they just take random household things as forms, but I mean, anything could be possible. And
I mean, if
And
there are
here.
enough of them,
exactly.
maybe. Who knows?
Oh
So.
shit.
But I haven't seen any clotheslines or
Ah.
kites, so
Not that you could tell.
yes, that's true. Anyway, where do you want to go first?
What do you mean? Aren't we going back to the temple?
I guess I'm going back to the temple first.
Sure, we can. If there's anywhere
Thoricus
to.
can react better than they're here this time.
What?
I was here the whole time. What are you talking about? All right.
I have no clue
That
about the
was me
temple.
talking, not Ailey, because that's why they didn't have the child voice.
Yeah,
but
I know.
whatever.
I know. I'm like, I have no clue about any temple. Cool.
All right. Takes you back to Jensen's temple. Is there a good way for me to do this?
Oh, pressed the wrong one.
Yes.
Temple travel. No, that didn't work. They didn't activate it.
It
I
didn't
tried.
activate it. Oh, right, you tried to. See. Is that loaded? Okay. So.
I was expecting a lot more blue, but
mean,
that is
you'd
looking
see-
great.
You're seeing from the top down.
Where am I? There.
Seeing pews. Yeah, the crystal. Or the glass. The blown glass.
Yeah.
Dragon statue. The very edge of the thing.
It's a lot of hot air.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Great, absolutely fantastic acoustics in here. None of the items are mimics. There is like murals essentially set up, dug into the walls all around this entire temple. Some of the scales that are drawn that were etched around are actual diamonds that seem to have been completely actually assembled into the walls of this place. And as we discovered when you were here yesterday, that they are essentially arranged in a particular way that allows them to naturally call upon a natural magic that that shields this place in a minor way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So can we steal them?
Please don't.
It's probably not for the best.
Well, if you say please,
I thought that might work.
I'll do it behind your back. What?
Now, damn it.
But as you approach at least for Ailey, as I imagine that this is probably what they're doing, they will notice that the offerings that were left here yesterday are not longer present.
Well, I hope the mimics didn't steal it.
I mean, I feel like that's not on us. We offered the thing up to the god. The god acknowledged it. And then something came along and ate it? Well, that's not on us. I hope not.
It depends on the god as to whether it is.
I feel like Jensen would understand.
I think Jensen is a dragon and would not understand.
I
Well,
think I trust Ailey more on this subject.
I mean, fair enough. But I feel like if we go and take out some mimics while we're doing stuff today, maybe that's karmic balance.
They might drop it. We start with the ones near here that might have done it, you know.
Any that look like they're full of the offerings of gods.
Particularly clothesline.
I was like,
feel-
I know, and then I was like, wait, no, this character doesn't have the find item thing. Plus, Ailey didn't know that you gave the diamond, so.
Damn it.
You don't have.
I do, but I don't think I have it loaded.
No, you don't have locate item. I imagine.
Well,
If
no
we
one
did a
said we
long
were
rest,
looking for
shouldn't I have
anything.
9 hit dice, not 8.
Did you long rest?
Yeah. It even
Oh
said
no,
at some point.
no! You don't gain all your hit dice now because you're too high level. You only gain
Get
some.
some
Ah.
hit dice, I think.
I think it's half your hit dice you gain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I've
yeah.
used half.
Well, apparently
So I
you used
guess
more than
least-
half.
You also didn't get a long rest, you got a short rest because you failed your wisdom save the first time.
No, the
Just
one
like
that
we
we
did.
just had, that long
Oh.
rest.
Well, apparently you did not.
Yeah.
I only used more than that. Well, maybe it is you gain less than that. You only gained 4. So, I mean, yeah,
I
it's
guess
half.
because the
It's
whole
like
I'm on
rounded.
9,
It's
and
rounded
maybe
down,
I used
it's not.
4, or maybe I used 5. I'm not
You
entirely
must have
sure.
used 5. You must have used
Yeah.
it. Anyway,
Yes, anyway.
Seriously though, guys, you gotta let me know if we're gonna be looking for something.
yeah,
We
you do.
sorry, we made an offering yesterday. We didn't talk about it too much, but we didn't expect it to be gone.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you
But yeah,
don't really
I
expect.
definitely don't. I don't have that loaded up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thoricus dragged Ailey out as fast as because Ailey wanted to sleep there. Thoricus dragged Ailey out so that Ailey wouldn't find out that Varys was giving up the offering of the sapphire or diamond or whatever it is.
Well, the Rakus dragged Ailey out because Ailey was like, I want to stay here, and everyone had been saying that the mimics literally move around at night, and
Yeah,
the Rakus
and
did not want to
Ailey's
stay
like,
here.
so?
The mimics want to
And
come
he's
out
like,
and
so
play
this
in
is
the
a
darkness.
temple. We
Well,
have to
they've not-
trust that he will save us.
No, I can't see at night, so we get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
if you have no trust that he'll keep the mimics away, how do you have trust that he'll help us defeat the Black Sun God, huh?
I mean, defeating the Black Sun God was his thing. I don't know if he specializes in mimics. Who am I to judge?
Also, he's not defeated the Black Sun God yet.
True. He's attempted
They
to.
did, and they're not anymore.
I mean, I find worshipping something that only kind of worked at one point and then isn't working anymore, kind of pointless, especially when he's not demonstrated his power.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Apparently he did a something, because Varys reckons that he acknowledged the offerings.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so hard to go, yep, that thing happened.
I am still waiting for something further, but I don't feel like it's I don't feel like it's a losing battle.
I mean, that's what you get when you worship a man.
Thank you, Jerry.
A man dragon?
They just leave you wanting more, leave you
No.
waiting, unfulfilled.
True. True.
I don't see why we're wasting our time.
Fair enough.
Cool. Well,
No shade.
anyway, so Ailey specifically, you wanted to you wanted to see if this is like the burial place or anything.
Yeah, she wanted to try and work out, like, she reckons there'll be one of those weird rooms like what they found at the other place that idiots haven't found, but, because they're, with Varys around, they're likely to just fucking find something with his tinkering shit and,
Okay. Well then.
But also, yeah, Ailey reckons that, that's why she was singing, in case the reverberation helps with a something. But, yeah.
Fair enough.
In Draconic, of course. That's why
yes.
no one else knows what she was singing, a little
of course.
prayer. Oh yeah, she would have given him another random item during the singing as well as like another offering.
What
But
kind
not
of,
alcohol this time.
what
She would have
item?
found something shiny in her pocket, even if it's a bit of tinfoil, I can't remember what's in her pocket. She's always got all sorts.
Okay.
Did she hand over her ring to her, the second ring to her brother yet? I'm pretty sure she did,
Yes,
right?
I believe you did. You do have a silver
Where's she
bracelet.
got? Oh, she will totally put some of the glitter makeup
Of course.
down there. She'll just probably like smear it across the altar. She'll just like grab a handful and be like, yeah.
Even Varys, who is not very religiously versed, just kind of cocks his head sideways and blinks a couple of times.
So she'll be doing this and being like da 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 da, da and singing in like Draconic, so more like but yeah, so she'll be doing her like the praise song that we would have heard with the others back in inside the volcano or mountain or whatever. She'll be singing like one of those praising songs as she like smears glitter on the like in front of the dragon kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, the acoustics of this building play off very well with your singing. It doesn't seem to like, tonally unlock anything or any like that. But it does it does sound nice. And even to those who, Draconic is not normally a nice sounding language for, it does sound great in this building.
Just lost me. Okay.
Jun undoubtedly would also be able to know this and would probably at least try to mumble along in their exhausted state. But otherwise, yeah. So, are you going to look around for things you know, that
Oh
sort
yeah,
of mechanism
she's
for
totally
yourself.
looking for anything that looked like the sort of stuff that they've found previously to help unlock things.
You're not gonna ask
as well as
Varys
all
to
over
look,
near the
or-
dragon. Like subtly, the smearing of the glitter was to also like check all around the base for like pressure stuff
Of
and
course.
buttons and things. That's why she was smearing it.
Well then, roll an investigation check.
Investigation. Right. Is anyone else also looking, or is it just Ailey?
I don't know. Anybody else?
Yeah, Varys will have a look around. See if
Obviously,
he can spot
Ailey's
anything
looking
further.
up front, so if someone wants to look at other walls, but Ailey will be looking at like anywhere near the statue because she's like, she knows dragon-wise they probably wouldn't make something that would move the statue because of risk of breaking, and you don't want to break
There's a big
the
piece of
pretty
glass.
things.
Question:
Mm-hmm.
did Supimo bring their giant suitcase horse thing?
No,
Suitcase
Okay.
or something. I forgot about that.
they did not bring
Uh-huh.
their giant. Yes, they did not bring the
Okay.
six-legged
Fair enough.
suitcase.
Yeah.
I was looking for a perch, but I guess Varys will just go up here, just onto the tallest thing around, and just try and get a good eye over the whole room beforehand.
You just climb up on a.
I mean, if you ask, Ailey can lift you or fly you. Because you're the only one small enough that she can, other than Codswallop.
You're busy doing stuff though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably took one look at the like glitter smeared everywhere and the weird draconic singing and was like, gonna leave that be.
Like we can cover two different bases here. Ailey can do what they're doing, and I'll do what I do.
Exactly. Perfect. Well, can I get an investigation, please?
Absolutely. Can I guide myself?
You may.
Oh, that's the thing. Let's
19.
say 19. Yeah,
Very dirty 19.
the dirtiest. 19.
Mm-hmm.
Even Ailey did pretty well for a change. I guess the glitter helped with the getting a 13 instead of a like 7.
You were getting all the refractions off the light of the glitter.
Mm. Yep, totally. Okay. No mechanism or any sort of apparatus stands out to you.
To either of us, or
To either of you guys. Yeah, it doesn't seem like from all of the buildings that you guys have been into that housed these mechanisms, you know, they seemed like their purpose was misconstrued, right? Like the house that has a train station on top of it, the train station in Hiroga is, you know, was a boarded up closed building that no one even knew how to get into. You know, the entrance to the one in here in Coppernight, you know, it clearly had not been found either. But it had a lot of underground stuff going on underneath it. And same with the ones you found in Stormsledge. The only mechanism that you found there that seeming, you know, could have been obvious to find, is the one that, you know, was behind the mechanism behind the observatory. That's the only really one that you found that seems like it should someone should have really found that, as it's, you know, it's how the whole mechanism worked was what they revealed, right? Whereas this building is very clear what its purpose was, as, you know, the diamond dragon statue, the blown glass, was here when it was built. It was not added afterwards by the
so no
previous
corpse
inhabitants.
though.
So it does not seem like it was if it was built on top of a corpse of a dragon, you were not supposed to go and see it. Yeah, there was not. It was not like
there was not a way down.
Yeah, there was not built in a way down to go and get it or anything like that. It was not supposed to rise up out of this place. If that is the intention of this place to be the gravestone of the crystal dragon, the diamond dragon, then there was.
Yeah, it was entirely a tribute to
it was
Jensen rather than.
It was not an intent. It was not intended for him to rise again.
Yeah.
And in fact, knowing his enemy, if that was the case, certainly did not want that to happen. So
nothing of interest to everyone.
Well,
basically.
What your investigation does show you, looking further afield to the actual, the actual engravings and stuff, and the not just the construction, but what happened post-construction, the way that it was treated as a temple to Jensen of from the dragon people when they were here, before they hid themselves away at Storm's Ledge, the sort of written history going on in the walls. You can see that there was a lot of love for Jensen. Like all the pews here seemed like they were filled when he was worshipped. And you remember back in Storm's Ledge there was a number of people worshipping him. And from what you guys know about gods, the biggest thing for them is worship. And if there is a congregation of people worshipping Jensen, then it stands to reason that his power might not have faded, that he could absolutely come back. And this temple is essentially a monument to that the unwillingness to let him just die, to let him just be finished.
I keep forgetting, is this a metal city or not, this one?
Yes, it is.
It is, okay. Never mind then.
So
No, I don't think that we're going to find what we were looking for here, but it is heartening to think about.
Ailey's gonna sketch the place then.
okay. Okay.
She wants to send it back to the people.
With that, what would be the best bet for this?
So I don't know how long that would take Ailey, so I don't know if everyone else is gonna fuck off and leave her behind.
Well, how would you do that? Would you just go up to the drawings and stuff and then just like sketch them from like sort of look and copy, or would you like try and get like a pressing? Would you like put a paper?
She would do a combination. The main thing is fuck. I mean, do you remember how like a lot of concept art stuff is done for buildings and things, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there'd be all sorts of different there would be multiple pieces of paper. Some stuff will be sketches, some will be like rubbings, but the main thing is to get the general vibe that they would be able to recreate it, because that is her intention, is to get them to recreate this kind of vibe, if not come and steal the statue itself to put back there to worship. Because, you know.
Well,
so she'd be taking down as much information as possible to make it recreatable.
Okay. Can I get you to roll me a intelligence check for me, please?
Intelligence check?
Yeah.
That's not a very artsy check.
No.
What did I...
on shouldn't do.
Where? No, that's in. Ah, there. Ability check. Every time. I don't know
dear.
what it is
Oh,
about,
dear.
because, like, no matter what, I always roll low.
For
No
intelligence?
matter what,
Yeah.
like, when it comes to the intelligence one, it's just
I mean,
always under 20.
I don't get you to roll intelligence very often. You know.
Every time I do, it's under 20.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I mean, under 10.
It's exactly what I'm
I
looking
was
for.
going to
here.
say, it's going to be under
Yeah.
20 the whole
It
time.
is going to be under 20.
Yeah. Actually, if anything, I think it's been below 8 every time. Like, I think 7 is the highest.
Okay. While Ailey is taking these notes, is anyone like particularly interested in what they're doing? Or are they just sort of like waiting for this to be over so they can go?
I think the only thing would probably be that Varys would note that Ailey got the sketch with the runes and the diamond shaped into the magic thing, that is wrong, and he would attempt to help correct that. But that's it.
Okay. Then can you
Someone pointed
roll
out about the way lines,
intelligence
so
check,
Ailey
please?
would try to do that crap, but she's more interested in what's on the walls and how to recreate the look and feel of it all.
Hell yeah.
All right. Okay. So,
Finally, someone that knows what they're doing.
as you see Ailey making a rubbing, like as she's doing like the first like pass of some of the scales, you see it's interesting. There's an interesting pattern to it. The first time that she starts going over it, almost like the underlying pattern of what is on the walls has been obfuscated by additional markings, and whatever rubbing that Ailey has done sort of shows that initially until they get the full thing out, and then it's obfuscated similarly as the walls are.
So there's stuff beneath the stuff.
Essentially, like it's almost like something was written on the walls and then hidden by, writing around it, essentially.
I think I would call the others over at this point and let them in on what I thought I'd seen through that.
Okay.
By others, do you mean everyone?
Everyone, yes.
So you would get Ailey to redo a rubbing, or?
I would just gather everybody up and tell them what had just been seen. And then, probably another demonstration, like, to show it in effect again and point out where it is. Or at least point out what it is to everyone.
Okay. Well, Ailey, start doing another rubbing. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you get through a little bit, Jin, in their half awakeness, goes, stop. Let us look at that properly. And you stop your rubbing and hand it over. And you can see now in the light, as it not being pressed up against the wall, but it's like flat in your hands and looking at it, that there are lighter marks, like less pressed, sort of. So, when you're carving something, you're carving at different depths. There are bits of the scales and stuff that are at different depths to the rest of them. And the first cups of rubbings that you get, you can see that those shallower cuts are actually draconic. Like the language written in draconic.
So can Ailey read it?
Yes, you and Jun
Bits of it.
can get little bits of it out, but it is going to be a while before you can actually assemble something together.
So Ailey's would now go into, we must rub the whole wall.
No.
All of the walls. So,
Well,
yep, that's
Zu-
no matter what you do, that's all Ailey's gonna want to do for.
Zupemo comes out. He's been here the whole time. And
Okay.
notices you guys do this and goes, I don't think that'll be necessary. He pulls out his wand, nice little mahogany stick that he's got. Waves it around, sort of traces what you've got on the paper, and traces the place where you took the rubbing from. All right, I think I can do this. And you see all over the walls where this script is turn lightly blue and then eventually like really light up, and then flick off the wall like sort of like blossoms falling off of a tree, and just sort of settle on the ground. He waves his wand again. They all pick themselves up and flitter along, very much like the animated stuff you've seen recently, and then sort of line themselves up nicely, and then he holds out a piece of scroll that he's got, and they sort of like soldier march themselves onto the paper. He's sort of like holding them up.
Clapping to all of this, like this is way easier.
it's
Magic is amazing.
yeah, from
It'll probably take more time to kind of like draw better details of the glass dragon though, now that he's got this bit covered.
any one of you who is like properly like proficient in Arcana, like, I mean, I guess Varys is kind of roll an Arcana check for me, Varys.
Okie dokie. That's a thing I do now.
Yeah,
You can.
the person that hates magic the most.
Hated. Well, he was very indifferent to it because it usually worked out badly for him.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. Based on that, yeah, it's definitely not a spell that you would know how to do. But it seems like he's putting on a lot more of a performance than he needs to.
This is a lot of pomp and circumstance to it.
Yeah, and looking over at Jun, who is a little bit more skilled in the arcane than you are, you can see on their face that they're basically like,
What a show off.
yeah, what a show off. But that could also just be Jun in general. So
It's true. Do I need to roll an insight check to determine?
no, I think that's pretty evident.
Fair.
Yes, once he has gathered all of the runes onto his scroll, he brings it out and says basically, well, this is gibberish.
Do you
Just to him,
speak
or
Draconic?
You guys look at it and yeah, it's draconic for sure, but it is gibberish.
there's no kind of pattern-y things for Ailey to like analyze then?
I mean,
Are we... Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Are we able to work backwards? Maybe the letters or symbols that were used to cover things up, and if we put them back, like, the reason it's gibberish is because those shapes fit or something?
Possibly.
I have no idea what
That could
you're
absolutely
trying
be.
to say there,
Let me
but
check.
basically Ailey is used to codes because of being a thief,
Yep.
so she wants to try to code break.
No, that's fair. He waves his wand, and you see the abstract space, the space that was cut otherwise, but glow instead.
Oh, that's what you mean,
Yeah.
right? I had
Sorry,
no idea how you were explaining it.
I
Yeah.
could have explained it a bit better.
Yeah. Waves his wand.
No,
and
I
he
still wouldn't have
makes
gotten
that.
it unless you showed me a picture, probably, because I'm a visual person.
Yes. Anyway, he does that, and you see on the walls where it lights up, it is not very much not draconic. From that point, it's like, no, that's not the case. I imagine.
Circlet is hearing only, right? Not reading.
Yeah, but you read draconic anyway, so you don't need to worry about that.
Oh, it is. So it is still draconic. Okay.
Yeah, it is still draconic. It's not so the writing on the walls now that has been illuminated that was hiding the draconic.
Yeah.
Is not a language. It's just they've clearly taken where the draconic was and like sort of just like connected the dots a bunch to make it look like it's this nice scaled mural essentially.
Yeah.
Which they did a fantastic job at. Like the fact that you figured that out from you would have never have gotten that, like, no matter how. I'm sorry, but Varys would need to be a lot higher level to get an investigation check to notice that. So
the fact we got this far.
Yes, the fact that you got this far, it's a miracle. But it is seemingly a gibberish draconic. John confirms that as well. There doesn't seem to be a pattern to it from just a general look, but you know that even your time in the Thieves Guild would not prepare you for this kind of code breaking.
So not the usual look for what reoccurs the most, and it's probably the E.
Yeah. Because again, it's not like normal code, normal sort of code.
But it does
sense.
look like regular draconic,
Yeah.
right? Not like Ailey hold a mirror up to it and go,
No,
like it's
it
backwards.
It looks like regular draconic, and it's not like the
sweet.
words. It's not like the words are missing letters or like letters are jumbled or anything like that. It is gibberish in the sense that it contains whole words that mean stuff by themselves, but when put together in a sentence,
like lorem ipsum, like what that kind of vibe.
Yeah, that kind of vibe. Where like, yeah, exactly. Where it means something in the language that it's saying, but it's not. It doesn't correlate to anything that means anything in common, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like saying like it's like a shopping list essentially, like cabbage, fucking bottle, water, blah blah blah, like things that sometimes match up to what they were saying beforehand, but the whole sentence itself doesn't make sense. Almost like they were just, almost like they were writing down like a dictionary or something. But even then, it's not an order. It's not. It's just a jumble of words.
And is this just one wall? Have we looked at all the walls?
He got
it a different
all
language
of the
on the
walls.
other one, like Rosetta Stone?
No, he got all of the walls. It was all draconic onto the scroll. Well, if
Ailey's just gonna blink lots at it and very much try to figure out what the fuck is going on here.
Well, I'm sure that they put it on the wall for a reason, not just to fuck with people who came around 100 years later.
I don't know about that.
Are the walls
We'll
out
see.
of order? Like, did they have a bunch of bricks with stuff written on it and then they put them in the wrong way? I can't remember if this is like bricks or not or anything. Like
It's a middle. It's a middle wall.
don't know.
Well, it's not the middle. It is. No, it is stone on the inside. It's metal on the outside. But it's not bricks. It's like flat panels of walls, that have been, they weren't added prior to being built. The draconic was added after, and that's why it was able to be etched in again for that stuff. It's only the diamonds that were in set before the construction was built, to make sure that they were in the right place, and actually part of the construction, not simply inlet. So, which is why Thrakus would not have been able to steal one of the diamonds anyway, as it would have, you know, you'd have had to break in the entire wall out to get one of the diamonds out.
Who says I wouldn't do that?
Well, you'd have some stark opposition to doing that. But
Fine.
either way, Zupumo does say this seems like it has some other meaning. Perhaps we are missing some things. I mean, this might not be the only temple to the Crystal Dragon. There might be other ones.
It could be book code, and then we got to find the right book, which is probably on one of the mimic bookcases that's not actually a bookcase, but they've pretended to be one and stolen the real book.
I mean, this was written down by those who came before, the people who built the city. That's how long ago this would have been put down. So.
And they could have written a book back then.
They could
That's
have,
how
but I don't
some
think
of the code works, you know. And it's like, all right, sentence makes no sense. It's because you've then got to go and read the book that matches up with it. A lot of people do use Bibles, so you know the Draconic Bible about. No, dragons don't use
There's
Bibles.
no Draconic Bible.
Yeah. I think it's only the humans that have the books about their religions, isn't it? Alien look at me trying to work out.
Everyone else does.
Oh, it could have been a songbook or something, though. Or, you know, like a recipe book. Dragons do like recipes for how to cook good food. Food. Ailey's gonna like start rifling through her bag for like snacks.
Anyway, basically, it seems like we need to find more things to work from here, whether that be books or another temple or just any more information about what this is about. Could help, but I mean, there's something. We discovered something here.
There's more knowledge than we began the day with.
Exactly.
Does anywhere stand out to you that could be particular places we should investigate? You have been here for a bit more in recent times than we have.
Well, the building that your dragon set upon, that I imagine you fought it right under.
Definitely.
That one, you know, seemed to be where the focal point of magic was coming out of.
It was roosting.
I mean, I'd really like to be able to get underneath it, but we could go inside it and see if there's anything else that you can find in there.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Is that the one that had lots of mimics in it?
That was next door.
Oh.
But close. Let me just quickly. I think I didn't export this. Just need to grab it. Anything else you'd like to do in the temple before we go?
Ailey's given her offering, so she's all good.
Fair enough.
Varys just gives a small nod to the statue before he leaves.
Right on. Don't think I've set the doors correctly on this. No, I certainly haven't. Boy. Okay. Let's go back to here.
Gray screen.
Um, mm, 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 mm. This is the only one that really matters right now. Export. Yes. Next one. Here. Fantastic. Okay. I need to create a new one. Street. Import the stuff from here.
I'm back. Were you alright?
I haven't moved yet. And just one. Go. Save. All right, it's a big map. So I'm sorry if some of you can't see it.
Ah, yes.
Very large.
Put you where you guys run into the dragon, which is where you guys.
This is the one that that Ailey drew the picture of, right? The one that they use the acid breath on.
Yep. So I guess I'll just put that down actually. What's this? Ruins, Clockworks, Clockwork Dragon. That's where it was. And it was indeed. Yeah. Can we all see that?
Yes.
Yeet.
Cool.
And there's color this time.
There is color this time.
What is the weird red patches? Is that rust?
Those trees
Oh, trees.
that have been growing unabated. Anyway, this building up here was the one that you guys saw him atop of. That you're going to need to well, that Superman wants to get into, basically.
What was that last part? Sorry, Skelly, I missed that.
That's the one that Superman wants to get into to investigate.
All right. So let's go get in it.
Let's
Is it locked? Is that what's wrong? Does Ailey need to do or something?
I do believe that you found the door was locked when you were last here.
It won't let me move Ailey.
You moved Ailey. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That doesn't do it.
Can I have a go, Ailey?
Ailey hands over the tools.
Oh,
Don't break them.
I will not.
Really struggles with the size of this map.
There was a little bit of choppiness when I dragged my character over.
Yeah. All the broken furniture and mimics everywhere. Because Ailey can see into this building for some reason, but none of the others. Is it the Windows?
This one?
Is that why?
This is the one that you guys have been in that did have mimics in it.
Ah.
And it does have windows, but you can see it.
If Varys has no luck, Ailey's gonna just pull out a something and start smacking it.
Varys is going to cast guidance on himself.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that might
And-
help. That might help.
I don't have a thing for it, but I am also proficient with thieves' tools as well.
Oh.
I got that from
What do you mean
my
you don't
artificer.
have a thing for it?
I don't have a set of
You don't have a
tools,
set
so
of
I don't have a
tools.
prompt, a thing to click.
Ah.
Let me put it in there.
Please and thank you.
Thieves. If I could spell it correctly. Jesus Christ. Thieves' tools.
Thieves' tools.
Thieves' tools. Alright, you should have Thieves' tools now.
Wonderful. God, where are they?
They're under tools.
Ah, yeah, yes.
Who would have guessed?
Who could know? Truly.
Oh.
It's a 20
That's
total.
a 20 total. That will unlock it.
Yay!
Varys is very proud of
It's
himself.
rare that Ailey can't unlock a thing with how high she rolls these days.
Yeah, I mean you got
You-
a 14 from rolling a 3, so
That's what I mean. I'm just like,
Okay. Well, we're in. Be careful, I guess.
everything's a mimic.
Everybody just stay close, please.
I can't get in. It won't let me. Is the door
You
not
don't
open
open the
properly?
door.
Is that why?
it's
Oh,
just
there we
unlocked.
go. No, it still won't let me move it.
Ooh.
There we go.
Yeah, it has some trouble.
Yeah.
The
see if
map
it
is just
moves it at some
so
point.
big.
Too much.
There's a hole in the ground. I don't know if it's intentional, but that would definitely take Ailey's attention.
That's intentional.
There's a hole in the ground.
I have
yes.
no idea what you just said.
It looks intentional.
Ah. Why are you so quiet for me?
Why are you so loud?
Really? It's normally really quiet. Everyone kept complaining for a while.
Yeah, I've had to turn everyone down. Well, not everyone.
Yeah, I had to turn everyone down and I've had to turn you up.
Maybe I'm just quiet today.
Mhm.
No, but
Can I get a perception check from you guys?
absolutely.
This from Varys.
Versus
Ailey's staring at the hole.
the only one with a.
Is Varys the drop mimic?
Drop there!
Eyes are just alight, and he's got the short sword of warning in his hand.
Yes, that
Mm.
is pretty much it. Yeah, so everything on the walls, so everything down each side, up and down, those are pretty much all mimics.
Oh, God.
So these chests and these like desks and there's like a suit of armor and even just things that are knocked over. Like the only things that aren't along the wall are the cobwebs.
Oh, God. Okay. Varys will point that out to everyone. There are mimics everywhere here. It is
Everything's
pretty
a
much
mimic.
everything except
It's
the
lousy
cobwebs.
with mimics.
What if the hole isn't a hole?
Is the hole a mimic?
No, the hole does appear to be an actual hole.
Okay.
Zubimo is also in here. I'll actually just put him somewhere, even though I don't have a proper token for him.
Mhm.
Here he is. Look at him.
Look at that scowl.
How cool is
He's
he?
not cool enough to look like that.
um,
I'm gonna
The floating
pretend
head
that
with the hood.
he's the upside down version of that, and it looks kind of more like a pig.
Try and look at it upside down. Oh, it does.
Yeah.
there you
A
go.
little bit.
Or an alien with its arms up in the air.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
so happy.
Yeah, happy alien it is.
Happy alien.
It makes him more palatable.
Yeah, he is keeping a strong distance away from things on the walls as well.
He dances.
You all notice that over at this side of the building, there is what appears to have once been a stairwell. There's an opening in the roof essentially, and like rails and stuff for where stairs would have been, but they're not there anymore.
Are they like vanished, or is there debris everywhere from it?
There's no debris. There's nothing there.
Ooh.
It's odd.
Haley gonna fly up there if anyone points it out to her, because she's looking at the hole at the moment. So unless someone's gonna point it out to her at the moment, because she's not gonna.
Well, looking down the
notice
hole,
yet.
can I get you to roll a perception check for me?
Can I help? I'm curious
Sure.
about the hole.
You can look down
We're
the hole.
both like,
so-
hole. What is this hole for?
Yeah, I really should have rolled this.
You can roll.
Probably.
You can roll as well.
Me
Instead
as
of-
well?
Yeah, instead of advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both think of different things when looking at the hole.
Exactly.
Oh goodness.
More balls.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you're not seeing a whole lot.
Ba-dum-ts.
Yeah. But what you can make out from the light that is being cast from Supremo and Varus, there's the makings of a metallic tunnel leading down there. It looks like it looks very much reminiscent of the machinery that was going on at the fabrication station. The little cubbies where things were being conveyed through, but there's obviously
mimics.
no conveyor coming up. But
Is that how mimics work? You
Probably
fabricate
not.
mimics?
you know,
I
you
suppose you
guys,
have to make the furniture.
you guys don't know. You don't know how mimics are made.
It's like haunted furniture, right?
Not usually. Haunted,
I know
haunted
it's
furniture
not.
has its own thing.
Yeah, but I don't. Thoricus doesn't know that.
That's true.
It's just
That's
evil furniture that's tried to eat Thoricus before. That's it.
Yeah. So are we jumping down the hole?
Well, has anyone pointed out the staircase to
Varus will
Ailey?
probably point out the stairs. There's a well, there's an area where staircase should be. Have you ever heard of a staircase mimic? I'm not trying to be funny now. Is that the thing?
It
Looking at
does.
Supremo.
Can I go up there? I'm gonna go up there. Ailey wants to go and fly up there, but she'll
Ailey-
stealth before she.
Ailey, wait 1 second.
She's just gonna stealth in front of everyone and disappear
it
as she
sounds
usually
like-
does.
She's just gonna do it. As
Doesn't
Haley
mean she's actually
disappears,
done it, but she's at least disappeared. But she did stop in here to listen to Varus. Not that he would know. He would. Well, it actually depends on how well her stealth
roll
roll
a stealth,
goes.
roll a stealth check for me.
Actively
It's
watching
not
my
letting
dodgy
me.
friend
Yeah,
trying to
and
get away
Varus-
from me.
Varus, roll a perception check.
There we go.
Good lord.
Yep.
Hey, your perception's pretty good. You might spot Ailey. Just go.
Yeah,
know.
dude.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
You're probably the only one that can still see Ailey.
Yes.
But
hey,
you can.
stop
She'll be
sneaking!
like-
I can see you.
I don't know where the
mean-
staircase is, but I'm just gonna put Ailey over here where she'll be
is
frozen. You remember
not
the
it.
weird for those that aren't on my one and can't see my pose, but you know the weird vampire walk that I gave my sim character. She's sneaking to go and get snacks in the middle of the night.
Like the T-Rex
That.
arms and the big
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah, well, the vampire
Yeah, what's that?
having
Yeah,
them
no,
up
sorry.
with the should be doing that.
Yeah.
Ailey vanishes to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes
But
completely the
I
wrong
don't know
way
where
to
the stairs are, but should be frozen like
Yeah,
underneath, like
My God.
ready to fly, and just staring
Haley,
at
there's
Varys?
like 3 mimics right next to you. Back away from the wall.
That is
But
where
I'm
the
gonna
stairs
go
are.
up. No, that'll be fine, right?
Wait a minute.
Anyway,
Are
We
they
can find
chandelier
out.
mimics?
That one.
Supremo says, well, from my understanding of what mimics generally turn into, stairwells seem like a reasonable choice, for sure. As they
Can't
fit
take
in
him
both.
seriously with his little arms.
They both, they both,
It can't be unseen now.
No.
I'm sorry.
they're both commonly investigated and commonly used for respite. You sit on the stairs, you go up the stairs.
True. But why then would this set of stairs just leave? I mean, well, actually, dumb question, but there's no debris, so surely it was, right? Unless something just wiped out the stairs from existence, and that seems weird.
I mean, usually mimics, if they want to replace a set something, they would just
Yeah.
destroy it. They don't usually devour it. They hide it and get rid of it in some way. Unless it's something that is edible. They're usually looking for fleshy things. So
I was gonna say, is wood edible to them, or are we edible to them?
yeah, usually fleshy things. I mean, they'll eat wood in a pinch. If you're wearing wood, you've got wood on you. They'll eat it as part of the meal. But
It's not usually the main course.
exactly.
It's seasoning.
Usually when they I've seen minor infestations in people's homes and places. Usually it's like they've taken over the bed or one of their bookcases, and usually the reason that somebody's noticed is because they've seen the remnants of their bed underneath their bed, or the shelving has like
The wrong books.
there's the wrong books. It has been pressed, and there's debris hidden. There's sort of holes in the wall where they've cut out and moved the debris behind them, so they've hidden it away. So the idea that they've destroyed completely a set of stairs doesn't sit right with me. That says to me that the stairs were always a mimic, or were turned into one.
That could have been some sort of subterfuge to get people out of the town. Maybe that's where it started.
Perhaps. I mean, it's seeming more and more to me like that the mimics were the reason that the townsfolk left. This infestation could not have been handled by them, especially without magic.
Yeah.
But
I'm not usually one to cry God, but you think that could have also been part of the Black Sun cult's plans? Get the people out of this place? The last, a significant place of worship, obviously, to Jensen in this town?
possibly. But what do you know of the Black Sun God? Does he usually... Is that part of his MO, summoning mimics?
Not that we've noticed before. It's usually like stuff of like death and things. But the erasure of Jensen's worshippers would fit most of the other MO.
I see.
It could just be coincidence, I guess.
Well,
Something else acting on it.
Our understanding of the generation of mimics, the creation, and where they come from, they don't exactly, lay eggs or anything.
Is it like mitosis? Do they grow bigger and then split apart?
That we don't know. That's just it. We have no idea. We've never captured and
I mean, they don't have
investigated
to
them in the
copulate
wild.
to have more. That's way better.
We don't know how they produce more. They could. We know, as far as we know, they don't lay
Someone build
eggs.
them.
But it could.
Oh, clutches of mimics.
They are. aberrations by design, not by design, by by nature. So, however they exist, is aberrant to us, I guess. But it stands to reason that in a city with so much magic just pouring out of it, I hesitate to say this, as it's sort of a quack theory among wizards that...
They got their tinfoil wizard hats on and things.
Yes.
They what do you mean? Are they ducks?
Anyway,
What?
It's not gonna know what a quack theory is. I've decided.
There were some ideas that certain aberrations were not simply didn't simply come out of the ground, weren't from another dimension, but were created due to the magic in the air, essentially. That they take on some sort of ley energy, some magical power, and become
Absorbing
aberrant.
ambient magic, essentially.
Yes. That this theory, was for all aberrant things, not just mimics, things like mouthers and all that. That some will, something happens to a being, an item, anything that
It's all the missing socks.
Causes this focus of ley energies and magic that morphs it, that causes it to corrupt in this way. And the more and more that I stay around here, the more that theory is kind of ringing true for me. I think because this city started giving off so much magic, it started turning the furniture into mimics.
I mean, it makes sense to me. My knowledge of magic is pretty recent and not... It's pretty shallow so far, but that rings true. I could see it. There's no people
I'm
here
so
to absorb magic.
confused.
There's no... There's nothing for it to do, and it's just pouring out constantly. The concentrations would go up rapidly if this is on the scale that we believe it to be.
Yes, and that reminds me. Last night I did some more calculations based on what you said about this other city, Storm's Ledge. The amount of energy that they could produce, that is being gathered from this amount of people, not including this city, it's crazy. It is a absurd amount of magical energy. Like, we're talking...
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Well, based on the corpse that you left out there of the clockwork dragon that I've investigated, and many of the other clockworks, and as well as the spell that I've cast on your friend, I can roughly estimate what sort of magical essence needs to go into these clockwork constructions. So, at the very least, before even including your Storm's Ledge, I was calculating that they could charge likely an army of thousands of clockworks and at least dozens of a dragon clockwork, a flight of dragons, which...
They didn't want to give up their magic. That's why they're underground, away from the metal thingies.
What?
If you add them, then they'd need to be up above ground. You'd
No.
have to convince them to come above ground for them to give more of their power.
They're they're already in a city that's draining power.
I thought that one wasn't metal
No,
like the rest.
no,
That's
it
why they were
is
underground.
no, it is it is
is
very
metal
much
city.
it is exactly the
That
same.
was where we discovered that this
That-
was the case.
Yeah, that they are also having the magic drained, but it is not to the extent because they were already
I thought
magical
it was because
people.
they are below ground.
No, they are already magical. The reason why they
They are more
went below
heavily
ground,
magical.
the reason they went below ground was because they retained magical ability after it was drained from everybody else. And
Right, so
yeah.
they went into hiding.
They went into hiding because just like what's happening now, all of the humans, non-magical people were like, hey, you stole our magic.
No.
Oh
we
no,
didn't.
happened again.
Yeah. Which is also why the
History
dragons
does repeat
hide
itself
themselves
if
away.
no one passes along the correct history.
Yeah, and they hid all the dragons hid all that history away to stop them from ever coming looking for them. But also means all the dragon information got hidden away. That's why all the people here didn't know about dragons, so you guys showed up. All of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, including Stormledge into that calculation means that not only can they have just a ginormous army. I mean, that would be enough, based on my calculations, to take over the world. Honestly, that if they really wanted to do that, if that was their purpose, they could do it with with just that. But including Stormledge, well, they could take over, build an army worthy of taking over the entire planes, all of them. Either that or cast a spell beyond anything we've ever thought of before.
Hmm.
And as you can see, as it turns out, if the theory on mimic creation is true, if we don't use that magical energy to charge them to do whatever they were supposed to do, then I think more cities are going to end up like this one, filled with mimics or other aberrants.
But they're not going to listen to us, so
Well, they still want war. We
Yes.
have to stop that before any talks of Black Sun gods will register properly to anybody, and of clockworks and charging and condensed magic in the air.
Yes, that is unfortunate. But perhaps we can do something about it. So, you found a hole. Can I look?
but what about going up?
You just
Isn't
ask
it
if
an
you could look at
important
our
thing?
hole, Supremo? Is that what you asked?
Yes, I suppose I did.
Just one question for Varys personally.
Mhm.
Do any of the mimics that he's seen seem to have incorporated into them the metal at all, or the look of the specific metal that these cities are made of?
Oh.
Because you said that the
Roll.
tunnel down there was metal, right? But
Yes, it is.
just checking.
Roll an investigation check.
Two. Well,
Ailey still wants to like look upstairs.
ooh, not good.
It doesn't seem.
She's just gonna like hover up and kind of stick her head through.
Yeah.
Rather than actually go all the way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have. Again, they mainly become like medium-sized objects. Sometimes the size of a bed. So.
But there's no metal pieces to them that seem to be that same metal.
Yeah,
to them
not
on
unless
that
yeah.
roll.
There's like like drawers, and that there's like the armor statues. Sorry, the the
well?
armored statues that are there. It's not made of that metal. but it is there are things that are made of that seemingly are made of metal. So like doorknobs, handles on
Door knuckles.
drawers, things that are small metal pieces they have made up, and these like like hookah and like candlestick sort of stuff, something that doesn't have to be something small metal. They seem to be able to do fine, that or is something that is in pieces that was designed for that,
not huge swaths of it sort of thing though,
which that doesn't seem to be their MO, but you haven't seen it. You can't see for sure.
It's not
that is the
not
case.
too much. Not too much on that one. That's cool.
Yeah, at least from walking through the city, you haven't seen an entire building be a mimic yet, so you're pretty sure that's beyond them.
Okay.
But yes, Ailey, you float up and see very
not to
similar.
touch the stuff or things.
Yeah, you see a very similar looking next level, essentially, that has a few what's the word I'm looking for here? There's like corridors and rooms that you could go into, whereas this bottom floor was wide open space. So probably would warrant a little bit more investigation, but you'd have to fly everybody up there.
Doors, Ailey's all for that, but she'll
but
of
again,
course be like, we gotta pick which one we're starting with, but we better be coming back for the other one. You've promised me before that we'll go back, and we don't.
No, but we did. Did we not? We went back through that building like we said we would.
When?
I believe the player wasn't present for it. You were definitely there. That's where we got the ring and we got all these swords and things.
Haley, roll an intelligence check, and Varys, roll a persuasion check.
This is not this isn't the only one. Just going once out of all the times you promised doesn't make it right.
Roll an intelligence check, please, Haley. Okay. No, it sounds like
yeah, for the one of the buildings, sure.
Look, the things that we are going to find up there are probably going to be baubles, and yes, probably some cool things, but this feels like it's actually, like, properly important, whereas that stuff just feels like nice stuff to do.
We go through both. So we go through the down first, and then we come back up to the up.
Sure.
And we don't leave the building until we've done both.
Yes, but counter offer, if we are dying, we are absolutely leaving the building.
Fine, but we have to come back later when we're not dying.
It
has to be within the week.
I cannot agree to that. We will definitely come back at some point.
Within the week.
We have a lot of things to do.
That hole, is there like actually any way for everyone else to get down? Because Ailey's just gonna fly down there.
I mean, there's a simple way down for sure. There is not a good way up.
Okay. Yep, Ailey's just gonna fly down there, being like, "Let's get this started."
Wait for everybody else.
So she's downstairs. She's had a look upstairs, and now she's gone downstairs. Yeah.
So
everyone can catch up.
You'll get a little bit into down the hole, when it starts to narrow. Not so much that you couldn't keep going down, but you would not be able to continue flying. So you would just fall, essentially.
She'll be very much like,
What is this bullshit?
Yeah.
Ailey, if you're having trouble, maybe I go up. No, I go down there first. I am the
Just
smallest.
throw me a rope.
I don't have one.
She's gonna just hover. Until... What do you mean you don't have it? We all have rope. Why do you? You're on an adventure and you don't have a rope.
I'm sorry. Do you have a rope?
Yes, pretty sure
Then
she
throw
does.
that up here.
Unless she's sold. She's gonna like sigh and like fly back up. Give them the rope. Be like, tie it to something useful, and then fly back down.
While
Because I'm
Ailey
pretty
is
sure
out
she's
of
still
the
got, like-
hole.
So, let's look to
Is-
see if you've got rope.
I'm pretty sure it came from with her. One of her thingies that she got was X amount of length of rope, but we've never used it.
Well,
so
Thrykus has 50 foot of hempen rope.
Yeah, I do.
I should as
I think
well.
you left it in a dungeon somewhere.
Oh, did we
Makes
use
sense.
a rope before? I don't
Yes,
remember.
You did tie off and go down something with rope before.
Yeah, because you tied it off,
Ah.
you couldn't get it back.
Ah.
Well, you could have. You
Okay.
just didn't. You just
Well, in
did
that
it.
case, if she didn't have any rope, she would have just stayed down the hole and been like, "If you
Ailey-
don't have any,
Ailey,
you
we
throw someone else throw some rope."
Ailey, could you please get out of the way so that we can see how much of a drop it is first?
I can kind of see in the dark, unlike you. It's how far can she see?
30 feet. I think.
60 feet of dark vision, I
Hold
think.
on.
Okay, 60.
Is it not?
60 feet.
Yeah,
60 feet.
60.
yeah. So is it more than 60 feet?
From the top.
Well,
Just looking-
she's up to wherever she can't fly any further and just hovering.
Yeah. From the top, looking down, they cannot see you, even people with dark vision. So it's definitely more than 60 feet.
We don't have enough
You'll
rope.
yell that back then.
Yeah, you don't know how far exactly it is.
We need a lot of rope.
No, Ailey, there's nothing to secure it to. There's only mimics.
Then we secure it to people? How much do we have? So how much rope was there?
It's 50 feet of rope.
Right. I don't think we can go down the hole until we have more rope.
Maybe
A
we
lot
should get
more
out
rope.
of the hole and we can do a couple of tests to see how long it might be.
The rope is not long. The rope won't even
I know.
reach me.
I'm not
Zupimo,
talking
How
about
are
you,
you
I'm
gonna
talking about the
test?
tunnel.
Zupimo pulls out his wand, flicks it a little bit, and then from his coat pulls out a very large spool of rope. This is 120 feet. And then he just chucks it, holding on to one end and lets it roll down.
That's pretty heavy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold on to Zipimo as well.
I
So
thought
when
I had
you
a
when you
flare.
so you sort of grab for the rope as well and feel like it's like weight. It seems like it's the weight of it is different to yours. Like it's not hempen, and it seems like it's sort of like gilded, and like looking at it, it's like ever so like slightly sparkles in the light.
I go, yeah, gross, and drop it.
He's still holding it.
Yeah, he's holding it, so it's
yeah.
fine.
He continues to hold
zoom
it. He's like, okay, whatever.
Look at him, he's so happy.
Hooray!
it drops down and it drops it down
And
and
hits Ailey in the head,
No.
probably.
no. All Ailey sees is the very
Sorry, 1 second.
end of the rope once it is fully unfurled. So
Wait,
you
so it
realize
still hasn't reached her?
no, it
Or-
reaches you at where you are.
And then keeps going.
No. You see the very tip of it, the very end. So it is about 120 feet down.
We're at least 120 now.
Yikes.
And then she does the flare thing that I
Okay.
put in chat. Which
Well-
probably, unless it's dragon fire, it might go out depending on how
No.
far it drops.
It is far enough. It goes until it's sort of probably like another 60 feet
Back.
and then it like seems to slowly move out of vision. Like it's not like it goes too far that you can't see it anymore, but like there's like a curve in it that seems to take it away, like it hits something and slides, and you do hear it like sort of hit metal and softly drag along something until it disappears out of sight.
I really think we should start with the top level, everybody. You know. This is very, very deep.
Sorry, what was the method for discovering that?
So
Just done?
the rope, 120 feet, made it to where Ailey is, where it starts to taper. Ailey dropped a torch, essentially, down further to see how far down it goes further, and it basically reached a point where it sort of slid off to out of sight, probably like 60 feet further down. So it is at least 180 feet before there is something that you will land on.
Ailey's suggesting that they
Death
start
hole.
upstairs.
Yeah, it's a death hole.
Yeah.
How stable is the floor we're standing on?
Supremo just jumps up and down. Seems stable.
Oh,
Okay.
God, this could be a really fucking bad idea, but
I have a way worse idea. Supremo says.
I have 300-foot range on this grappling hook I have.
I have a spell called Featherfall that I can
Oh,
cast on
cool.
all of us.
You should
I mean-
cast it on you and we'll
Fun.
push you down.
I mean, that is great. I like it, but also, how do we get back up?
Well, that's the real question, isn't it?
Well, you're not casting it on me. I'm not going in that hole.
Could I ask
I'm in the hole already.
Well, I
Can
do.
you...
Ailey is so useful, right?
I do also have like fly and things like
Okay,
that.
so we could get out of there.
Like one
Eventually.
person.
How many people could you cast fly on?
Upcasts an additional person, so 1, 2, 3, 5 people.
That's okay. Well, I mean, 5 people covers you all in Codswallop, and I can get out with my grappling hook.
Alright, because don't fly.
Flying or being stuck underground are the options, I think, if we do get stuck down there.
Or not going underground.
Or not going down, that could also be
Not
the case.
going underground.
I am saying now that I am comfortable to have people hold on to the end of my grappling hook, and I could essentially spool myself down because I have more length on that than we do on the ropes. Also, I am smaller, so it'd be easier to pull me up, and I'm not likely to get like trapped in, trapped in the vent itself if it narrows too much.
Is it a vent? Is that why it's so small?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I can't see anything.
Yeah, you can't see in the dark. Why would we lower you down?
Varys just lets the ring on his finger glow. I've got this.
What are you going to illuminate if there's nothing to see?
Nothing, and then I come back out. It's more exploratory than anything, just making sure that we're covering our bases. If there is any danger, I will, reel myself back up. Just be ready, because there's a big kick on that thing.
Yeah. This seems really stupid. But if you really want to do it, okay.
I mean, what else could we do?
Not this. Not
Hey, we could
with the
start
death hole.
at the top.
Oh man.
I mean, either way, I feel like it should be up to everybody, but I feel like our answers are probably down rather than up. It's usually
Well,
been the case.
if you want to go in the hole, you can go in the hole, and I'll help you out with that. But I'm not going in the hole.
That's fair. Understandable. Thank you. And Ferris will hand out the end of the grappling hook.
All right.
Excuse me, please, Ailey.
Ailey will come back up, and but then we'll like follow Varys down as far as she can once Varys starts going down. She'll probably hold on to the rope at as far as she can get, just to make sure.
All right.
Bit of insurance.
No, you slowly unwind yourself the grappling gun. Zupima will cast Featherfall on you guys anyway, just in case.
Fair. Varys makes sure extra hard this time that everything is attached in his harness before he goes down.
Fair. And yeah, you start spelunking in this hole.
Oh god.
Varys whimpers to himself in his head as he goes down, thinking about what a fucking fool he was for volunteering himself for this. He doesn't say anything out loud.
Alright. You reach the 120 feet mark. And again, the
And then Ailey follows, like,
The
"Hi."
square metal hole appears to taper to a point where Ailey would no longer be able to keep their wings out. But you have no problem slipping into that nice little space.
Roomy.
Yep. And you
Roomy crevice.
keep going down another
Journey into
60
the roomy
feet.
crevice.
Yeah, let's see what Varys is into.
Varys in a
Wanna go
hallway.
spelunking in it.
Oh dear. All right. And yes, you reach the 180 foot mark, where you feel your feet touch the sides that is now curled up underneath you. No sign of the torch, but
Light ring on.
yep, it definitely.
Ailey will be like, blinding.
I mean, you
I'm
can't.
a while away from you
Yeah, it's
now.
60 feet away now, so.
Well, she's just been staring at darkness, and suddenly there's a light in the darkness.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can see that it almost goes completely flat underneath you. It does it gradually, so that even if if someone fell down here, they would probably, hurt themselves hitting it, but they wouldn't die.
It's not quite.
So they get to starve to death. Brilliant.
No, at least from I'm saying if they fell, they'd like sprain an ankle or something, hitting the curve, and then just sort of slide off to wherever this goes.
It's not like flat 90-degree splatter type
Yeah,
thing.
it's not just like a flat bottom that you hit. In fact, if you hit it with, if you were like angled correctly, you could probably just go straight into a slide.
Like a little metal penguin.
Yeah, if you roll high enough on your dexterity check. But yeah, that's where you would start to have to really you'd be really pushing it on how exactly you're going to get back up. Once you start sliding down there, it's going to be difficult for you to wheel yourself back up without injuring yourself. It's going to be interesting. Do you want to go further?
How much further would Varys think he could safely get?
I mean, it's up to how brave he's willing to be, I guess. It doesn't seem like it's particularly dangerous. You know that Varys would know that that the worst thing that could happen to him is just trying to go back up too fast at this point. So if he did run into danger further down, he wouldn't be able to like engage the fucking thing and just go, because that would just knock him square out coming back up. But he could easily, you know, he's got another 150 feet on the thing at
We're at
least.
180, then
Yeah,
after the
so 120,
left to go.
120 feet left. So
Reasonable amount.
yeah.
So he's kind of just standing on a slope right now, right?
Basically.
You let me know if I'm reaching too high for the sky here with this idea. Could I take out one of my pouches of gunpowder and just slowly try and pour out a line that would continue going?
Okay.
And then ignite the line to see how far I can see along the now lit path of gunpowder going down.
I see. That probably wouldn't really help you, as your vision is impaired by the curvature of the thing, right? So so all sides curve down. So it's like a slide, right?
Yeah.
But like a covered slide. So once it
I'm
reaches
seeing
a
the top of the cover.
exactly, once you start getting too far down, once the light starts getting too far down, it doesn't have any straight shot to you. So your light is like bouncing. You're seeing like reflections in the middle, essentially. So it's probably going a lot further than what you're seeing right now, but you cannot see it come back to you. Because there's
Ailey will be like, what are you doing? Why have you stopped? What's going on?
He hasn't stopped for that long. He's just thinking.
Ailey's impatient. Come on.
Yeah.
Just, Ailey, please stop talking. I'm going to try and hear something. Varus is going to get a silver coin and just chuck it out.
Silver coin?
Oh, okay. I can get a copper. Never mind. I just thought silver would probably be heavier. It might be heard louder.
I don't know why you
The
didn't.
DC is lower for silver than it is for copper. Yeah, I'll chuck out a piece of copper and just hoof it as far as I can and try and look for if I can still hear it after a while.
Right. Roll me a perception check.
28.
Okay, all right. So you don't really hit it. You sort of you give it a drop from a height that you know that would basically give it terminal velocity, essentially. So you know that it's top speed that it could be at, and then drop it. So you can get a good
math and science.
So you can get a good. This is Varus's bread and butter.
It's his thing.
So you can get a good estimate based on how long it travels and how long you hear it for, to get a good sense of the distance. And yeah, it goes for at least another 80 feet, and then you hear it sort of like flick off of whatever it's sliding on, and then drop and hit metal again, and then that's the last you hear of it.
Okay.
So whatever tube this is ending in 80 feet.
Okay, so it ends in 80 feet, and then something else, metal, is below that, from the sounds of that?
Yeah, it's either another drop or another room.
Okay.
Wonder which it is.
80 feet. Okay. Varus is going to call up the shaft. Hello? I feel like it ends in about 80 feet. Should I keep going?
Do we hear him?
Ailey can.
Do you want me to ask the others?
Yes.
Okay. Ailey will yell back. Do we have more rope? About 80 feet.
Well, yeah.
I think we do.
Yeah.
That was what he asked, sure.
We absolutely do. You know that already.
Does she? Oh,
Yes.
I thought we already got to 120 feet.
Yeah, but he's using his
His
grappling.
grappling hook.
Yeah, but isn't...
That's
yeah,
300
but
feet
isn't
of rope
that-
he's got.
Oh, it's 300, not 80. Right.
Yeah.
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 No, the 80 foot was in reference to how much
Mm.
further than where he is
Yes.
now.
But yeah, so we've just said yes, we do to Ailey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what does Ailey
Do
respond?
we trust Varys to keep going by himself?
I mean, Varys could do what he wants.
Does Zapemo have anything to say to that?
Linda_Amore says, hi far.
I
No?
mean, we'll find out when he if he fires a gun.
Ailey's gonna just now yell like, "Keep going! I think they want you to."
So luckily
Fire
sound
your gun if you get in trouble.
sound sort of echoes a little bit better going down than it does up. So Varys does hear most of the conversation that comes down to him.
His ears are
It's a
twitching
bit
because he knows
questionable.
that Ailey holds the keys to his fortress right now, and he doesn't like that.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh,
I fired the
after
gun in
Master
here, I'm
Piercing.
gonna. If I fired the gun in here, I feel like I'd blow up my own eardrums.
Oh, you definitely would.
No, Ailey would definitely be like, when you reach the bottom, if it's bad, use your gun. If you're in here, maybe use your weird mind speak thing.
So I can hear Ailey saying this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ailey's just shouting it.
Okay, I was be like, alright, screw this. And I use my thaumaturgy to make my voice boom.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, Varys,
Huh?
two tugs means you're in danger. Just tug on the rope hard twice.
Okay.
If it's just once, we'll assume it's accidental.
Hey,
You
you.
tripped
Okay.
or something.
Is this like a mind speak thing, or can everyone hear you?
I mean, this is
Oh no,
just-
everyone can hear me. I'm just literally
Okay.
making my voice super fucking
At this
loud.
point, Ailey like lets go of the rope because she's been holding.
Linda_Amore says,
Yeah,
Wiley.
yeah, good.
Fair.
Just be like, I
Helpful.
better not touch this.
Yes.
Thanks, Ailey.
Okay. Alright. I think out of a sense of just in case, Varys is going to click at the heels of his boot
Okay.
and give himself 50 feet of movement if necessary. If he needs to make a mad dash to get out of here, then he at
yeah.
least has more speed, if that's the case. Oh,
Fair
don't
enough.
need to roll anything for that.
I mean,
Well, it
Ailey
does
still
use
wants
the
to go
charge.
upstairs instead.
Ah, yes, true.
Cool.
Okay,
All right.
ready.
You feel
Off we
that
go.
jolt of energy, and you start sliding down that 80 feet.
Cursing himself the entire way.
You get a little bit down, and you start having fun. You're like, man, this is a good slide.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
if we had a big theme park with a whole bunch of these and it was safe and we weren't in danger all the time and things were trying to kill us, it's pretty cool.
Yep. And then you slow yourself down as you start to get to the end of it. You don't want to like just fall off whatever you're falling off. And you see that it does seem to open out into a space. You shine your ring light out there to get a good look. Can't really see much, but you do see that it is ground below whatever the exit is. It's not just like another drop into another thing. There's a room that you're looking at.
Cool.
But as to what is within your light distance, you're not sure. From this part of from this end. Yeah. It's only what 20 radius of bright light. 40 of dim. Yes. So you can see about
20
40
each side essentially.
40 feet out from the from that little hole that you're sliding down.
Okay.
But it's definitely
You have to decide whether you want Ailey to just free fall down to you still.
Sounds like
That's why she's there. That's why she's waiting. That's the only reason she hasn't flown off to go upstairs.
Varys will head a bit further along, relying more on his ears in this space than his eyes.
okay. Roll a perception check for me. So on the very edge of the light, once you've like at the precipice of this, you can see some sort of machine. Very reminiscent of all of the constructional stuff that you had seen in the fabrication station. But this one reminds you of some other machine that you've seen before in Coppernight. Well, specifically underneath Coppernight.
Is it a bit here?
No.
What did we see underneath?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
Oh god. Oh, check. Seven.
Okay. Well, all right. It is just reminiscent of a machine, not like a clockwork or anything like that, but like one of their constructional devices. But it seems, it just from just the pieces that you can see that just make out in the shadow of your light, it's like a mix of technology and magic. That seems like it hasn't been used in a while. But there's that familiarity there that you can't quite make out at this range. You'd have to get a bit closer.
Nothing else is standing out to me though, just that so far.
No, but this room is very familiar of all of the underground stuff you've seen in Coppernight before. Like all the train station underneath Coppernight. There's those massive rooms that didn't seem to hold anything. This is like one of those.
Oh, those rooms frustrated Ailey so much.
Yeah. As you can barely make out the walls on either side of it.
Okay, I will attempt to quietly get a little bit closer to this machine. Try and get another better look at it.
You're gonna have to disconnect yourself from the grappling hook to get much further. As you're now at
Dun, dun, dun. You're gonna do that?
Varys will look down for a few seconds. Kind of
100 you're at 180 and another 80. So yeah. Definitely.
That's fair. Yep. Varys will not say a word and disconnect his gun from his suit.
Okay.
Put it down.
Without telling anyone that's what he's
Fully
doing.
extended. Yep. He's already quite a ways away from the place and step closer, but he is prepared to just dive for the gun if necessary.
Okay.
Considering he's upped his speed and
You start getting closer to the machine. And that's when it starts to when it finally starts to kick in your brain. where you've seen this type of machine before. Urkiag was using it to transform himself, along with his allegiance of other kobolds, right underneath the
Oh
city.
my god.
Is it mimics this time?
It does not appear to be a mimic, but it is not the same machine, but it is
I was meaning like, is it
like a mimic.
is it a machine that is making mimics? Basically, was what I was trying
Huh?
to say.
Not
Well,
that
it did move
Varys would
closer to
know.
it to get a bit
Yeah.
of view.
Yeah, not that Varys would know from your previous experience with it, with the other machine that was like it. It required some sort of enchanted focus. Specifically, that machine that Yokoyog was using the blade of Skyred, the dagger of Skyred. This one seems like it is not. So the other one was basically busted from Ailey removing the dagger, and you couldn't figure
I just
out.
realized I still
its
had
deal.
that over my thing
Yep.
when I lost my PS4.
You couldn't figure out what the deal was with the other one. This one seems like it is entirely intact and has not been fitted with any sort of focus. So whatever its function or whatever it's currently doing is not yet evident to you.
It hasn't
does
been
seem to be
powered
this.
up, so
Yeah.
Does it seem like there are rooms leading off from this in a similar sort of fashion that, given the layout from what I've seen so far?
Yes, it definitely seems like this is leads into a very similar sort of cavernous, maze-like structure that you have been in previously.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get another perception check for me, please?
Sure thing. Nothing.
Now that you're in the center of the room and you get a good glance over everything, you start to hear something approaching.
Oh shit.
If we fucking hear anything coming towards us.
Varys is going to turn towards the noise and back himself towards the gun.
Okay. Backing up, moving away from the noise. The noise definitely gets closer to you than you are moving away from it.
Okay.
Are you preparing anything else?
Gonna. I feel like it does. What sort of noises are they? Does it sound like one humanoid creature? Does it sound like it's big? Is it heavy footfall?
With that
Is it light?
perception,
Sounds metallic.
with that perception check, you can tell that it's a few things.
Oh.
Of differing sizes. There is some metallic scratching, like metal on metal. It is not reminiscent of clockworks, as they have a particular cadence. They walk with a rhythm. It's definitely something that is or once was alive.
No. Varys is going to sprint for the gun.
All right. Just as you reach the grappling gun, you hear a very familiar moaning
Is it
groan
Rillen?
of undead.
Oh god.
As to what nature of the undead, the state they're in, you're not sure. But you reach the grapple gun without turning around, jump back in the hole, and engage it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I give 2 tugs on the gun beforehand.
Cool.
But then I engage it and start getting myself out of there, so that they know to hold on, and it doesn't just start pulling me or the enemy down the hole.
Alright. Thrakus, you feel the two tugs?
Yep,
The
we
ones-
gotta reel them back up, boys.
Alright. So they start pulling as well as you're engaging the thing.
Someone needs to tell Ailey that this is happening because she'd let go of the rope. She don't know what's going on.
I mean, you
Can't
immediately see
hear
the
or
rope
see.
start moving.
Yeah,
You can
you
hear
would
and
see
see
it
the-
moving, and you would probably hear Varys rocketing towards you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As you hear him start coming up the thing.
Is something wrong?
You're just
Ailey, get your
hear it.
ass up here.
Ailey flies up like
As
la, la, la,
Varys
la.
is flying up the tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have to
Ailey will
slow
fly
down for
up
the
and then,
curve, but
yeah.
you slow
Mhm.
down for that, make it around the curve, and then go full bore again and fly right up, shoot out of the hole,
Oh,
and then feather fall your way nicely down back to the ground.
oh god.
Out of the hole.
Okay. You know that thing that it does level off into like a chute type of thing, or a slide of sorts into a
Mhm.
room. Seems like a larger room. But there were I don't know what they were. They sounded like undead. Of what sort I couldn't tell you. I just started running when I heard that there was some noises. But there appears to also be, and he would turn to the group. You remember Erkieg, the kobold who wanted to become a dragon? It used some sort of machine to try and accelerate or create that process for themselves. It looked a similar sort of thing, like it has a thing that powers it, which was intact now for this one.
Hmm.
But what its actual purpose is, I don't know. But yeah, definitely undead. A fair amount of them, a few of them at least.
That's pretty cool.
It's definitely a long drop. You'd have to be careful about hitting the landing right so that you continue to slide rather than hitting it and bouncing or anything like
Right.
that.
But there was machinery done.
Yes, there was.
Well, then I mean, this is exactly what I was looking for. So I guess we need to kill the undead that are down there.
So we need to find another entrance.
I believe that we'll be going this way. I don't feel like there's another way. We can have a look for one if you like,
Yeah,
but I
then
feel like this is it.
there certainly will be another entrance. I just don't be able to find it. I think this would probably be the best way, and then fight our way out.
Okay.
Do we have to? Like, really?
I feel
There
like
might
in the grand.
there might be more of these things. Like everywhere. Why do we have to go to the one where there's dead people?
You're not scared by dead people, are you?
Of course I'm not. Who do you think I am?
I'm just wondering.
But I also think it's stupid to waste our time on things that don't seem to have much of a point.
I mean, this is pretty vital to my research as to what exactly is going on in this city. If
So your research to a city that I don't give two shits about.
yes, okay.
I mean, we could go see your mum instead.
Oh god.
If it makes
Hole
you
it
feel
is.
any better,
Hey, at least we kind of know what's in here. It's probably some type of undead. Versus if we take a crapshoot and go for another one, we could end up with anything.
if it makes you feel any better, as this is my endeavor, I will happily pay you for extermination fees.
I mean,
Money! Ailey will
Deal.
start to climb back down the hole.
Of course. Well, with
Okay.
that,
But before we go down the hole, considering
Mhm.
shit, I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil on myself.
nice.
Right on.
Did it do the thing? Is it doing the thing?
Ooh,
Hasn't popped
plus
up
one
yet.
magic shield.
That hasn't popped up on the thing yet, but I have applied the magic shield too, so I remember.
Thank
Because
you.
this is where we're going to finish up for tonight.
Is it that late already?
It is.
Wow.
It is. We have been messing around a bit.
It went very fast today.
It did. Yeah. Really gonna love for you guys to explain to Jin in full detail what happened with Urki Egg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, wait, what?
Turning
With that conversation we just
kobold
had.
becoming a dragon.
I wonder how many.
Angry.
I do wonder how many of our listeners remember even half of our antics at all,
Yeah, I don't
and
think a
how
lot
many
of.
are very in the dark.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people do. I don't think there's a lot of people who have stuck around since the very beginning. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Ailey
that's
doesn't
fair.
even remember all the antics they got up to.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing about the how to make your game more ADHD friendly. And they're like, look, if you're not gonna remember, just make sure your character's not gonna remember either.
Yes.
Just add
Yeah.
that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Like,
character
if you know you
development.
can't do it, then
Mhm.
fuck it. Just make it part of them as well.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Anyway, thanks
It's like
everybody
me
for
and
joining
social
us.
skills.
Yeah. This whole group and social skills is why we work so well, but it's why our interactions with other characters never do.
As a
Mhm.
unit, within the unit, pretty great. Outside the unit, not so great.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes.
Everybody.
No one here speaks neurotypical.
No, they don't. Anyway, tomorrow, Beef King will be back. Wednesday, the whole whānau would be back with EDF, I think. Yes. Thursday, we're going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 again. Because we felt like it. That's just what we do these days. Friday and
Because I
Saturday.
had to pull out due to being too sick
Yes.
to continue doing theatre, so I'm no longer
So you get to play games.
no longer at
with us
rehearsals
instead.
on Thursdays.
Games instead. And then Friday and Saturday, Random Guy will be back probably with more VR and Final Fantasy. Sunday, Beef King Solid again will be back. And then Monday, we're gonna go in the hole.
Everybody gets in the hole.
Everybody gets in the hole on Monday.
Spelunking.
Cool. Alrighty. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye,
Send you
everyone.
on
Thank you
your
for
way.
dropping by, and thank you for the new stuff and people and things. Wait,
Yes.
how do I end this again? This
Oh my
button.
lord.
Nope, it's broken. There we go.
Perfect.
There we go.
Alright. Bye.
Wondrous.
And you recording.